The Supreme Court in Kampala was one of the most sought-after places this morning as the pre-hearing conference of the presidential election petition got underway. Former presidential candidate Amama Mbabazi is challenging President Yoweri Museveni's re-election, arguing that the election was not held in accordance with the law. Security personnel maintained a heavy presence within and outside the courtroom. Chief Justice Bart Katureebe, who heads the panel of 9 justices of the Supreme Court, arrived ahead of the conference of the parties to the petition and the justices. The relatively small courtroom was bursting at the seams, packed to capacity with legal teams from the parties, the petition and the respondents, NRM and President Museveni, the Electoral Commission and the Attorney General. Journalists jostled for space as all of them sought to get vantage points at the highly built hearing. But this seems to have rubbed the justices the wrong way. The Chief Justice gave new orders regulating the conduct of the media practitioners.
We are asking the press to take positions at the back of the courtroom so that people can follow proceedings. If you can't find yourself a place at the back, then you find yourself somewhere else. Because it's important for people to appreciate that this is not a theater, this is a courtroom, and I think we should treat it with proper decorum.
Justice Katureebe also cautioned lawyers and the media against discussing the details of the case in public.
This court is concerned that people, including lawyers, advocates, some of them even appearing in this court, continue to discuss a matter which is in court on radio, on television shows and elsewhere as if this court doesn't exist or the proceedings are not before court. And everyone who knows, and all of you know, this is wrong. The reasons for the sub judice rule are well known.
Court invokes the sub judice rule that prescribes the discussion of the merits and demerits of a case before court, to allow judicial officers freely make their decisions on the basis of the law and facts without undue external influence.
You don't want to bias the court, you don't want to intimidate judges, you don't want to bias anybody. The parties have chosen to come to court, and the court should be allowed to do its work. There will have to be necessary consequences if this continues.
Asuman Basalirwa from Mbabazi's legal team claimed before court that some of their witnesses had been arrested and detained.
My lords, I know that there is no witness protection scheme provided under the regulations. But since the learned Attorney General is here, it is our humble submission through you, my lords, that this honorable court asks the Attorney General to prevail over security agencies to actually stop arresting and harassing our witnesses, my lords. So that's a concern we want to officially put on record, which will affect even the timelines.
No way court can know the veracity or the truthfulness of what you have just said, but court does express concern if anybody is being unlawfully held without any justifiable cause. And I am sure the Attorney General will advise the relevant organs of government accordingly.
The pre-hearing conference, where the issues that will come up before the court are framed, continues on Thursday, while the hearing begins on Monday the 14th of March. Sharon Huchere, NTV.